Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is another concert review that I'm happy to give. It's been a couple of years since I've seen this guy, and I did a concert review then, I believe, and I'm just happy to have the opportunity to have seen him again. And of course, as you can tell by the thumbnail, I'm talking about Pokey LaFarge. Now, Pokey is somebody who not everybody knows. He has had on-screen performances. I think he's been on the Conan O'Brien show. I first saw him on David Letterman probably about 12 years ago now. Just a very, very unique performer who brings in whatever music is inspiring him, really. He kind of started as a almost like a ragtime kind of Leon Redbone kind of performer, jug band slash, uh, slap bass, washboard, that kind of stuff. And then he slowly merged into this, like, almost like a neo rockabilly kind of style. From that point, he moved into like, almost like, I don't even know what you would call it. Some like almost like world music, but not like, well, I should say his latest album is called Rumba Country. So that gives you an idea of kind of where he is now. But this is Pokey. Again, this is his most recent album, 2024, on New West Records. His last two albums, this one and then And the Blossom of Their Shade, both kind of have a similar vibe. Very, very cool records. But anyway, this was the fourth time that I've seen Pokey in concert. The first time was at a music festival back in 2014. Then I would see him again in a couple of other smaller venues, similar to, well, I should say similar. They're not similar. I saw him yesterday, the 14th of October, at the Broadberry Music Hall in Richmond, Virginia, and wanted to see him. It's about an hour, 15 minutes away from where I live, and I just said, I've gotta go see him. It's been far too long. So I drove out there. It was a solo drive for me. The place is kind of this, music hall slash bar. So you walk in, there's like a bouncer at the door. He's, patting you down essentially. You go in, you're at the bar with the merch, and then the stage is off to the corner. Probably about 150 people there last night. So a small crowd, but that's kind of what this place wants. Which again is a shame. Pokey should really be in larger venues, but anyway, got to see him. What was interesting about the show, first off, was the opener. He was a fellow by the name of DJ Faby Baby, who goes by this nickname when he's really this photographer. He's a visual artist. But he does this DJing thing, and he is the guy who took this photo and this photo, and I did not realize that until I came home last night. But his name was Fabian Fiotto, and he's essentially, so I'm standing up against the gate, which is right in front of the stage. I'm eye level with him. I mean, I could have reached out and screwed up his records. He was spinning 45s and vinyl records from his collection. He had vinyl boxes that he was pulling from to spin these records. It was very unique. It was a unique opener to see somebody spin 45s of Motown and soul deep cuts. I didn't know any of the songs, but anyway, that was interesting. But Pokey came out. He had a 4-piece band with him: keyboard player, guitarist, double bass and drums, and then Pokey was playing rhythm and occasional lead. What was cool about his guitarist was he was actually playing trumpet a lot of the show as well, in addition to playing guitar, playing hammer-ons on the guitar at the same time as playing the trumpet. So that was kind of cool to watch. But what was cool is um, it was a mixed gender band, which was cool because you got the female vocalists who were also doubling as the musicians. So his bass player and the drummer was very good. She was a great drummer, but they were also adding vocals. All the members of the band were singing at different times. But he comes out, he opens with the song "So Long Chicago," which is from this album, kind of a bumpy, kind of just a really, really cool song. Um, he did several songs from this record, which is last time I saw him 2 years ago. He was promoting this record and did every song from it. In a similar way, he did the song from this album. He did one you, one me, for a night, run, run, run. Let's see, So Long Chicago. It's Not Over. What else did he do? So he did about 2/3 of this one this time. He didn't do the lead-off single from this, which was called Sister Andre, which I highly recommend listening to. It's got this great kind of R&B soul sound to it, but it's very, very good. But he was in great voice. He's a very personable guy. He talks to the audience. He had a bouquet of roses behind him. He'd occasionally throw a rose out. He was throwing picks all night. And yeah, just really cool. You know, he did just really one song from his ragtime kind of era, which was the song "The Devil Ain't Lazy," which I highly recommend you watch. He did another song called "Central Time," which was like the first song I ever heard him do on David Letterman. That was on a self-titled album that was put out by Third Man Records, Jack White's label. And Pokey has played on some Jack White recordings as well, including his album Blunderbuss, and then the one of the more recent ones, Entering Heaven Alive. So he and Jack White have a good relationship. But yeah, just a really cool throwback kind of sound. Again, I knew what to expect. This was probably the most rocking show that I've seen him do. This one was very heavy on rockabilly. He did the song "Don't Let Go," the old like 50s rock tune. Really, really good. And yeah, he never played an acoustic guitar. Every other time I've seen him, he's had like an arch top acoustic guitar that he's played. But yeah, the one thing I would say is he did not do three of my favorite songs, one of which was Sister Andre. He did not do the song Lucky Sometimes, which is my favorite song that he does from his album Rock Bottom Rhapsody. And then he didn't do the closing song off of the most recent album called You Make My Garden Grow. I was really hoping to hear that song live. But again, it was good to hear the new songs live. There was a really cool moment. He was playing a song when he came back out for the encore. Just him on the guitar. He did 2 songs, I think. And he was singing this song called Josephine, which is an old tune of his that apparently somebody had requested. And he got through the first verse, kind of froze a little bit on the second verse, and so I was able to do a quick search online because I don't know the song that well, and was able to shout out the lyrics, and that made him happy. He kind of said, like, my man. And then at the end of the show, he looked at me, he's like, "Was that you?" And I gave him a thumbs up, and he was like, "I appreciate it." He's like, "That would have been the biggest freeze up of the decade," or something like that. But it was very cool, a very good crowd. They were all there. They all kind of knew what to expect, and that made it a really pleasant show as well. Standing room only. But yeah, great show from Pokey LaFarge. Check it out. He did give us a couple of new songs. One song called Rent Money, which I posted on my page early this morning. And then he also did a song called Pickup Truck during his solo encore. But he did close with the full band on a couple of tunes. But he did mention he has an album coming out probably in the spring. He also mentioned that he's probably got a solo album as well Um, I think he said next winter, but I might be mistaken about that. But anyway, cool that we have a couple of Pokey albums. He's leaving his record label, New West Records, and starting his own, in his words, so that he can put out as much music as he wants, which I think is great. But yeah, I can talk about Pokey a while. He's one of my favorite artists. I have his poster hanging over here. If you remember my old setup in my apartment, I had a poster, a red poster, in the middle that was a Pokey LaFarge poster. So love him. He's a great guy. I've gotten to meet him a couple times, and yeah, he's always very generous with his time. So that does it for me, everybody. Let me know if you were at the show. Let me know if you've seen Pokey. I know some of you out there, Randall Nelson, only have an album or two. You need to get more. Trust me, they're fantastic. But that does it for me. Thank you, Pokey, for a great show. In the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.